Important things. Important news. Reseller news now. I am Primo Kimo. That is Spam Banshee. The tiny person is a bottle of water. We forgot to do a picture, so I reused an old one. It's going to be crazy. Good night. Well, everybody. Why are you watching your... Why are you doing that? Why are you playing commercials right now?
That's because you just went live on my phone and I don't have...
She doesn't even have she doesn't have YouTube Premium, so she has to watch all the ads. I, of course, sitting up here in the throne of no ads. Well, anyway, I mean, I'm looking at the chat this morning, and the first thing I'd like to say, I'll say hello to everybody. Welcome back from the weekend. Yay, right? Apparently the weekend sucked, so we're... A case of the Mondays in this particular case is a good thing because the weekend sucked. Biff is here. Callie Debs, Dragu Artworks, Paul Rose, Spam Banshee's here. And everyone, and Amy's here too. And everybody had sucky sales. Major Wed is in the house as well. Please take off your shoes if you're going to be in the house. We don't take off our own shoes, so that's okay. I would like it if everyone would take off their shoes, but nobody listens to me. Nobody listens to Primo. Silver Hair Stacker's here as well. We are enjoying a little Silver Hair Stacker show today at 9 o'clock on most weekdays. And Major Win, we're going to take a... Did we actually make the list? We didn't really technically make the list, but we did look for the list. So at some point, we will make this list of all the people who are in our community who have shows. Silver Hair Stacker's on at 9 o'clock in the morning on weekdays sometimes. Major Win is on every month right now, every month, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 10 a.m. I would like to just say a whole bunch of numbers and names and then not give any context to it so that everyone's more confused. Oh. My lovely wife Spab, everybody, would like you guys to do homework and post long dysentery. Why did I just think of dysentery when I think like a lot of words, a tribunal? No, when you talk a lot, and then John gives them a lot.
Lecture?
Not a lecture, but when you sort of talk. A spotitary. Yeah. So, anyway, I don't have any idea what I'm talking about. But, Major Win, $4.99 for shoes off Kimo and Spam. Thank you very much, Major Win. The engine that keeps this machine going. Dissertation. That is right, Silver Hair Stacker.
Thank you.
The dissertation. But we do not, and Amy came in with the dissertation, and Dragu came with discourse, which is also good, but dissertation is the one I was thinking of. And if there were gold coins to hand out, you would all get one. But that is not the case here. And so everybody sucked this weekend, because I'll tell you what, we broke our zero sales day, well, days we didn't make a sale, which we've never had before. So we've always gone a day or two a week without sales, and that was not even a problem. So I'm not even complaining about this, but it actually broke this weekend, and I was pretty interested to see how everyone was saying that this weekend was also sucky, because generally speaking, our Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, one day over the weekend is big, and this weekend it wasn't. Nothing on Saturday. Here's our some of these blue lines, and you can see that nothing happened on Saturday right here. This gap. It's like my tooth. Oh, I was at the dentist this morning, just a few minutes ago, and they'll be sticking it in September. They put a tooth in my head, in my tooth hole. Nobody cares about that. I barely care about it. I mean, I could, you want to talk about a really easy way to drink things? You just put the straw, just rest right in there, and it's fine. I can suffering succotash like never before. There's a lot of good things missing a tooth, but at some point I got to fill the gap, which is a word people say, fill the gap. So we lost our last 0 day was March 25th. So we were celebrating many days, about looks like 38, 39 days without a 0 day. Not saying all these days were high performers, but they were pretty good. I mean, felt good about it. Okay. All right. Back to, I don't know how to get back to the big one now.
Oh, Dry Goose says your tooth hole is cute.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that, because I was thinking to myself, I started YouTube with a tooth hole. I get the tooth. eBay YouTube, right. Yes, that's true. We've been on YouTube for a long time, but with any success where people actually watched our videos. I started with the tooth holes, and then if I get the tooth fixed, then I don't know. People might not. That might be the magic. You don't know. You just don't know. Okay, I'm going to try to read, because I don't have a lot of dissertation. I don't have a lot of stuff to impart. So I'm just going to start reading words here. Biff Boffo started out by saying, and oh, by the way, thank you to all of our members. There are like 52 members right now, which is outrageous, and people are re-upping their subscription. And anybody who has that kind of gold colored little Primo shirt, those are people who are in their second month of quality entertainment provided by Spam, Primo, Dog. But Biff says, I just had my worst week of the year, but still 40% better than the same week last year. May has never been good for me, even in the better times. And I agree with you, Biff. Last year, we had the best June ever, which was over 10 grand, and May was a step towards that. It was like 8 grand in May. No, we do not. Generally speaking, the old-fashioned way that everything worked before last year was things started to get a little goosey in April. But by April, we've recovered from anything from the last year. We're doing well. And then May and June slow down. And last year they didn't. They picked up, which was crazy, having our best June last year, followed by the worst. So we expect July and August to just be absolute Oh, I didn't plug in mine. Sweetie, I didn't plug this in, and now the crickets are late. What are we going to do? Wait, there. So usually June is usually just okay. July is terrible, and August is terrible, and I don't mind, because in June and July are like you can just hang out and drink Kool-Aid all day, and you don't have to do anything. So we kind of like that, but actually I do remember, and then by August we're like the county fairs in town. We're like counting singles, like, oh, I can't wait for September to start so we can start making money again. That's usually the way things work, but we had a good April. May has started off with a decidedly sour taste of sales. So, is it fair to say I'm glad that everybody else is in the stink boat with this? I don't think so, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. At least we're not alone. Callie says, I'm with you. Sales are very low with non-paying bidders. Haven't had the joy of that, thankfully. Any non-paying bidders that we've had lately have been international. And that's always kind of the case, where I think they finally get their sticker shock of the actual shipped price. And then I'm like, okay, we usually go, we'll be lucky if this international sale sells, if they actually pay for it. So lately, you haven't had that problem. So that's cool. Sorry to hear that you are having that. Let's see. Paul Rose, Paul Rose, I've had 3 items in 5 days. Wow. So in 5 days is, interestingly, May 1st. So it's at the very, very technical beginning of a month, which, put on my tinfoil hat here. The big companies, when they do stuff, when they start messing with things and they do stuff, I think they really do it on a very consistent schedule. So they're like, okay, we're going to turn Paul off on the 1st. And they were always intending to turn Paul off on the 1st. So they did. And it's on the 1st. Why not the 2nd? Because they have a schedule. And they're all like, on the 1st, that's when we turn Paul off. And probably didn't bring your name up. But what is interesting is when everybody has a similar or slight even story, even if it's slightly similar, meaning like, whoa, sales are down a little bit in the past 5 days of this month. That would be weird because sales have been up all of March and June for Biff Boffo and ourselves here. And everything in eBay should be measured against one or both of us. Thank you. Paul says one sale today had to take a third off. One low ball. Half of my asking prices are already by far the lowest priced one out there. Countered Zip. I'm fed up. Well, I think prices have dropped by about 30% right now. I think prices are depressed by about 30%. Why do I say that? Because I put a sale on 30% and all our stuff is selling. So I think in general, prices are economically depressed by around 25 to 30%. These numbers come from my brain. These numbers do not come from a computer. They come from my brain, my algo brain. So I wouldn't believe them. But at the same time, if there's one superpower I have, it's frickin' remembering everything. I said frickin', but you shouldn't say frickin' because it is close to a swear. But it remembers everything. So, and I think a lot of you are like that too. It's part of the ADHD thing where you just have like not a photographic memory, but sort of. Sometimes things are triggered by colors, like a lot of different weird things. But I think it's mnemonics that I developed over time to sort of deal with things. And what I'm saying by this is I'm saying that I feel like the money's down by our prices are down by 30%. I tend to just trust what I'm saying. If I came up to me, I would say, hey, how much are stuff depressed? I would say 30%, and I would go, right on. That would be my conversation with myself. And so I'm thinking that if you're experiencing that, then that's what's happening right now. So our sales are coming out of lowering our prices. They're not necessarily, why did March and April change for us? Because we lowered our prices. And we lowered them significantly. And if you look at them compared to the top of the pandemic sort of spending, it's possible that we're actually down because we lowered our prices sort of just out of the cloud of the pandemic. And then now we're 30% off. So I don't know. They could have been even higher. But when I look at our 45 prices, our 45 prices are still pretty high. And then when the 30% off, they look like where they're supposed to be. So I don't know if that means anything. But I think lowering your prices is one of the sure ways to get things sold right now. And if everybody has that, what am I going to cut you? Are you going to watch this? I'm just flipping the knife around. What? Ow. I think I did poke myself a little bit. Ouch. Well, I have that knife out for something fun because I ordered some crap, remember? Cover the label, she says. Do not look at our address. Let's see what this is. We don't know what this is. I also have that package I ordered last spring and we never used it. I'm taking off the label so you can not worry about that. What, did I show it? Oh, don't call me. Did you call me a dork? I've never been so insulted in my whole life. Here's some paper. Let's evaluate the packing job. There's a little tiny bit of paper right on top. Here's a very professional, although wasted sheet of paper. You don't need to do that for me. In fact, I think it's a waste. But I appreciate it. It's actually 2 sheets of paper. And you know what I'm going to do with these? Throw them in the garbage. Okay. Oh, wait. Right. Okay, so here's the cool part of this story. This is even why I'm even telling you. I forgot all about it. So I wanted to buy these are the little, oh my gosh, these all have candies in them still. I didn't know they all had candies. So these are Fleet. No, that's Anima. Fleer candies from the 80s or 70s and 80s. Like early 80s, late 70s. So look at that. Still has the gumballs in it, this little tiny gumball machine. And Fleer. See, here's one. This is not even open, this one. Fleer. What's that say? Can you read it? Fleer, full of hearts, it says. Full of hearts. Well, anyway, Fleer is the brand. I think they made trading cards, whatever. They made candies. And these are the little plastic gimmicks, essentially. So in this trash can will be candies that I don't know what. Will look something to do with mail. I'm not exactly sure. The garbage can will have like a little fish skeleton because those were big in the 70s. And trash little candies. And then this is the one that everyone loved the most, Mr. Bones. It's an old coffin. So that's cool. Here is a little boombox. Boom. You can't really see that. And a locker. So these kind of go with the Pez dispenser display. You know, a mix of all these little.
Wow, they're bigger than I expected.
Well, you got to put candy in it. So it has to be big enough to hold some candy. But yeah, this is called the Big Blast Radio. And the coffin is Mr. Bones. And this one is called something. Can't read it. It's too small. And mail is full of hearts or something. Full of hearts.
This is saying eat the candy. No.
I'm not dumb. I may look dumb. When you look at me, you're like, boy, this guy's an idiot. I won't eat old candy. So how stupid can I be? But this is like a little locker, and this one had like books and stuff in it. Look at this. You can open this one. Oh my gosh. It's so cute. You put your stinky shoes up here. And then you hang your long things. You put your picture, you like Playboy pictures here, you know, be cool. Little mirror or something. I don't know. I only got locked in a locker once, so I'm not that lame. Anyway, that was our fun, and that was a really good packaging job. So, story about this guy. His store is called Garbage Archive, and his username is Russ Van, like Toys R Us, Russ, and then at VAN, Vander something is his name. Anyway, there was a TV show called Adam Eats the 80s on History. It was during the pandemic because I saw the episode of the show they were wearing face masks. So it must have been 2020, I'm sure. Looks like there was only 8 episodes of it, but they went to go visit this guy. He was like one of the biggest candy collectors in the U.S. He's on eBay. His name's Russ Van. Garbage Archive, and you guys can go buy old candy. And he's got like Three Musketeers from the 50s. I mean, he's a candy collector. So it's a really, if you're interested in this, candies have dextrose, citric acid, calcium stearate, artificial flavor, and color. Delicious. All the things a growing child needs. So really excited to have these. I like to make little. I'm a collector of collections, so I like to have little things that remind whatever. Anyway, I got some old candy. Everybody's excited. So back to the people and the tragedies of eBay. Kelly Debs, Paul Rose, mine feels like they've been turned off too. The interesting thing is that all the other platforms that I sell on are doing fine. You know, probably because eBay turned us off. I'm just going to say because that's why. Because they keep messing with us on purpose and also on accident. That's what I think. I'm just trying to go get the chat up here. James just released a video 16 seconds ago. How dare you, James? Aren't you in here? You should be here.
Hi, James.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I used that cowabunga
On
purpose. Oh, that's me talking. Don't listen to me talking. And let me pop out this chat like J-Lo. Pops out her booty. You know what I'm saying. Pop out chat. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for you now. You're getting a call, a phone call? Is it important? Can it wait till after the show? Is it my mom? Is it the president? No. Who is it? Oh, dear. Well, she has to wait till after the show to have any issues. She's leaving. So now I got to do this all myself. Oh, Patricia, I wanted to also say, since you're there, I see you there. Aloha, Patricia. Oh, James is here. Oh, good. Wait, major win. There's another major win. I don't see. I'm way behind in chat already. I see Kevin, Stoic. I see Carla. I see Motorcycle Dork. You guys, aloha. I see WTF, Guten Tag. I see Carl, eBay Life, aloha. And then I see the great Reseller Life, James.
What's going on, fellow humans and resellers?
And then I finally got down to, I saw Patricia in here somewhere, and I just wanted to tell her that I'm totally coveting your pencil sharpener, which sounds like a that's what she said joke, but it's not. It's she has this awesome orange Panasonic pencil sharpener, which I've had some turquoise ones before, and I sold them. They tend to like break, like I think the little plastic thing that pulls out breaks. They have little tabs on it. I forget what goes wrong with them, but it's just so gorgeous. The one she has is orange. I've always wanted that orange one, but you know, I wouldn't ask her to go down on the price. I think the price is right, and it's like a price. So I've got, this is the lame one I have, like Tootsie Roll one, just lame chocolate eclair. I don't even know what you call this one. It's a really good pencil sharpener though. It's Panasonic. I'll bet you it's from the 2000s because it has no style. It's a KP 150. Works great. The problem I have with it, and I know that you guys will be very interested in, the resellers are interested in pencils, is what I would call the shank, or like the distance between where it is wood down to the pencil tip is super long. So it takes, it's like twice as long as a little duck. So I got a little duck too. I'm going to go totally off the rails because Spam's not here to keep me together. This is the one I normally use if I want a short pencil shank. I don't even know if these are real terms, but you put the pencil up the duck's butt, and then you turn it, and this won't even go in there. Look, I got this all the way in there. Look, you can still see wood when you put it in there because it's too many jokes. I'm just saying too many jokes. I can't keep a straight face. Okay. Oh, I did it to this one too. It's too bad. I don't think I have another pencil to sharpen so I can show you the short throw. But I prefer the short throw. Why are you looking over there? Don't look over there. Come back to me. Okay, so back to important things, because pencils aren't that. To my fellow gold shirtians, we love you. That was what Major wins. Super chat was. Thank you. I'm gonna try to scroll up because we did see Kevin up there, and then there's some hellos, and then Motorcycle Dork says weekend sales were in tranches. So you guys are you're having the tranche. You're getting tranched out there in the jungle. Stoic is saying really good. Now Stoic is clothing. So what does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. I wanted to talk today, actually, a lot about what James is doing, what we've done before. There's a lot of talk about opening up a second store and how that's going to work. And James is doing, for somebody who's had just one huge store for a really long time, it's going to be fun to kind of to watch him grow that new store. And I was thinking about a couple of different ways that you could utilize that second store, and in some cases 3 stores. So our particular way to do it was to take our main store, which didn't have that many items in it, under 2,000, and take the lower sell-through rate items, cheaper stuff under $20, and move those over. And in some cases, the type of merchandise would indicate it would go to Junk Drawer Empire, which is our smaller store. But not everybody might want to do it that way. I think in some cases, somebody might want to make it a high-end store, put just your best stuff in there. And some people might want to make it a niche store. So if you're selling clothing, I mean, it seems like a really good idea to have a clothing store. If you're really good at selling clothing, that's what one store should be. And if you're selling housewares and other goodies, that should be in a different store. That's just how I'm sort of thinking about it in the particular case of, for instance, Stoic, right? So he has really great sales, and he sells clothing. And I don't think he sells a lot of housewares mixed in with the clothing, although I haven't looked at his store in a while. And it should stay stable, especially because he knows what he's doing. He's selling what he's good at selling, and there shouldn't be any problem with continuing that if he's doing it right and he's promoting right or not promoting right or doing the reset right or doing everything, all things being equal. He shouldn't muck up his store, I don't think, with housewares or other goods. And that how you separate those out is up to you. But if you're really having issues with slow sales, starting a new store is they're giving some sort of priority to new stores, some sort of little, kick you out of the nest type thing. So it's definitely something to think about. So many pokey heads up there. I love those. WTF had your first 0-day sale on Saturday. That's when ours was too, right? I think it was. Boop boop. Oh, there's me sitting in the bowl. Remember when I was sitting in the bowl, in the scorpion bowl on Friday? If you guys didn't watch that, we have a tiki show on Friday. That's not right. Don't do that. Oh, I guess I closed everything. Oh, sorry, I did. I closed. Oh, performance and traffic. I got it. Boom. So I think it was Saturday. Is that Friday? Yeah, Saturday was dead. So 0 day on Saturday sounds like, considering WTF is in Germany. In the Germany, that seems like, and I'm going to use just us two out of 18 million sellers or whatever. Between WTF and myself, we have proven that Saturday was a bad day. And there's just no arguing that. Thank you. Let's see. Major win. Get my teeth hole filled with gold, and you'll look like Dr. Tooth for the Muppets. I know. I looked at I really, really wanted a tooth. I mean, it's been a while. It's been, it was a year in November that my tooth cracked and they had to yank it in the quickness. And I wanted to get a gold tooth. And then I started going, my teeth are not a super white. So they're not super yellow either. And I can have them white and whatever. But the gold does not look good unless your tooths are white. They need to be blech white. So the yellowness of the gold tooth I just think it wouldn't be good. So then I was thinking, well, why not get rose gold and be totally cool? But then why not just get titanium tooth? And then in the end, I'm like, yeah, why not save several $1,000s? Just get a white tooth and go on with my life. So currently that is. But maybe I'll put a GoFundMe out for a gold tooth. I mean, if people think it's important, I don't want to stop them. There's a lot of people I think about with the gold tooth, like a Magnum PI. In the first season of Magnum PI, there's the bad guy and they're outside of Honolulu Lulu's. And he's like smiling and he's on a payphone and he's like, and they're talking in the background, like narrating, going, and the bad guy's got a gold tooth, and he like turns around and he's smiling with his gold tooth on a payphone in Honolulu. And I was like, that kind of looks cool. I kind of want to be that guy. Turns out, spoiler alert, that guy worked for the government, was a good guy. Can you believe that? Sorry for ruining Magnum PI for you. But you should have watched them all by now. That's just what I'm saying. How was your sister? Is your sister okay? Everything good?
Well, Keenan had to go to the doctor. He's just,
Oh, no. Nothing terrible, just...
I think it's just a virus.
Oh, our nephew has a virus. Just wanted to report that. This just in from Spam Banshee Phone. Our nephew, who's in 8th grade, has a cold. And stick with us for more chilling news such as that. Oh, good. I'm glad he's getting taken care of. Let's see. Paul Rose is saying hello to eBay Life Carl as a fellow Brit, because they're both British. Are your sales in the toilet this week? I happen to know. I'm going to answer for Carl right now. I happen to know Carl's sales have bypassed the toilet and gone directly into the sewer. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Carl. You put it out on your video this morning, so I watched it. Proof that I watched it, that your sales are worse than the toilet currently, and I'm not laughing at that or making fun of it. I'm just saying how sucky. And I can sense the frustration growing with that. I'm not sure what to offer in that. I think our biggest thing right now, latching onto, is the second store routine where, you know, it can't hurt. It's not illegal, you know, just to buy, you know, just to get rid of any of those concerns. Cross listing is still definitely a positive thing to do, but I think it's currently only making sense if you sell clothing, because you can cross list to Poshmark. Mercari is kind of still a mystery, sort of. Etsy is good, but they're experiencing some, you know, they're losing sales and stuff. So anyway, that's probably not any reason to not consider Etsy. Although Heyfro, who has been using Etsy, is saying, you know, it's not a panacea. It's not taking the place of the eBay sales from a year ago, plus ago. So anyway, if you're really stuck to eBay, as we appear to be currently, a second store is a new, not a new way at all, but another way to take advantage of the platform that you like, and hopefully use it to your advantage. Mike Gertis, aloha. Sales were wacky this weekend. Got around my low end of weekend sales, so better than nothing. Yeah, sometimes we just have to take what we get. We had one day sales of those 35, 39 days in a row. You know, one or maybe even 2 days were like $25 days. So it's not like, you know, I wasn't going to Costco that day, but it's a new thing for us to actually look for no 0 days. It's like another thing to stress us out. And like, if we're not getting sales, like, oh no, zeros. I still think that the best way to tell how you're doing in sales is in your wallet, and you'll know almost immediately. Everyone does. With 40,000 items in one niche, the downtime is obvious to me. I live with it. Yeah, Biff, that's all you can do. In one niche, should we start to, I know he doesn't want to tell us, otherwise he would have told us what he sells, but Biff Boffo does offer enough clues for me and these pesky kids and that, you know, annoying dog to figure out the mystery. Don't you think? We should be able to, but I don't want to press it. Oh, sweetie, 40,000 items is in a single niche. Okay, look. We know he's in California. Narrow it down. Come on. Are you narrowing it down right now? Are you on Google Maps? Have you figured it out? He's in Truckee. Okay, he's in Truckee. Thanks again, Major Wed. Appreciate that. Gold Shirteens. I've only made it to... I'm properly 25 minutes behind in the chat. I'm going to jump ahead. I'm looking for the ats. Carl, exactly the same here. 11 days. Carl said 11 0 days in the last 30, which is unacceptable. Unacceptable, Carl. I mean, I'm not sure who to stab in the throat, but it's unacceptable. And I feel like I want to do that for you. It's currently the pencil is what I'm holding. I was thinking tracheotomy. Who do I need to give a pencil tracheotomy to, Carl? Let's see. The party is now here. Aren't they valuable? And your mom's. Is my mom here? No, I don't think she's here. Okay, let's jump down. We're going to jump down. We're jumping. Ryan is here. Aloha, Ryan. Welcome. What's that? Can't hear you because of... Silver Hair Stacker, this weekend sales have been good, but 31 days is stinking it up. Wait, what's that mean? This weekend sales have been good, but 31 days is stinking it up. I think that's a math. I think that's math. He's asking me to do math. And I can't, or is it the 31 days? Because they do it by 31 days, and that's messing up the something maybe. I'm late, but here again. Then he has a longer comment. Had someone leave me 4 neutrals yesterday. That's why you don't sell to the same person. Stab them in the throat after one sale.
We do not promote
No, do not stab anybody. Stabbing's bad. I'm good. But he did say that he 4 neutrals yesterday. When I asked them why, they said they didn't know it affected me. Then they changed it to a positive. Crazy. Well, what did they think it? What did they think it was all about?
Anything in the comment?
I wonder what they thought it was all about, though. I mean, they're trying to get us to. They're trying to get people to think of it as more like Amazon and give like written, reviews and stuff on things. Yeah, it's like they're maybe they were reviewing the product. I guess that's what she said. I'm saying, which I think is right. Thank you. Hey, James, the moms are fine. Fight, yeah, for him, but put some clothes on first. Paul Rose. He doesn't have any clothes. He's got a cowboy hat. He's got boots, and he's on the side of a building. Nothing else. That's how he rolls, and I think that's fair. Biff says, I think they try a new AI recipe, and it sucks in the beginning, and sometimes it stays sucking. They have 3 different AI models that they run in various combinations, and doesn't it make sense just in the corporate thing where you have to get a lot of people on the same page, it makes perfect sense that they don't do it on May 13th. They're like, on May 1st, we're trying out a new strategy. We're starting it out on May 1st. It's because financial systems operate on a monthly basis. I think that it makes sense that eBay would try something new at the beginning of the month. I've always had that feeling. Some people have that same feeling, but they're like, it could be at the end of the month, which it absolutely could. It doesn't matter when it is. But if they're trying new things, it's not a surprise that they try it on the very first of the month, and a lot of people notice a difference. And Biff is saying that they're ABC testing because they've got 3 different algos. I didn't know that, but that makes sense. And algorithm AI models that are accessing the algorithm, creating the algorithm. I don't even know. Let's see. Today's show is again brought to you by The Great Reseller Life Project. And still, I don't think it's been announced yet. And I think pre-orders are still available. And what you do is you love on James and you go buy it for $11 and you don't even know what it is. And I think that's wonderful. And show some support to one of the most prolific provider of data. I'm trying to think of P's. I'm trying to alliterate. Prolific provider of punctual profit providing
People.
Platoon. My head's gonna explode. Some other P word. But anyway, yeah, go give him some love just because he puts out all this stuff. And he, kind of is like I don't know, who else in the eBay reseller community. I mean, why we started watching James was because he was so different. He wasn't boloing. We were looking for people that were talking truth to power. And he was the first one we found that was really just like, no. Look at this is not, no. And so I'm trying to think of somebody else who really pioneered
He was showing all sides of eBay.
yes, and sharing the back room stuff. And most people in general are either telling you how to, start doing stuff on eBay or how to continue doing stuff on eBay, but actually talking about the problems, which mostly came up last year. He was the first person we saw. And because of his generosity of both spirit and time and of his knowledge, that's what makes him great. He hasn't always been 100% right, but he's great. He's the great reseller life. And that is why you go over there and you buy his secret project for $11 that nobody knows yet. And I think you're all going to like it. So, I can do a couple more lip smacks. Trying to get those out. I don't like those. I keep doing them. So let's see. And scene. Okay, wait, no. Sean the Red Riddle. Where is he? Right there. Okay. So Ryan, because I'm just going to finish his. I was surprised. I figured it was a troll, so I reported it to eBay first. But it ended up not being a troll. Isn't that interesting? Sean Riddle, sure, 30% sell would move product, but long term, after 3% off with eBay fees, profit would be in the esser. Yes. In our particular case, we have a similar condition as James does, where this stuff is off of our 24-year pile. So this is all stuff where we just stored it and stored it and stored it and stored it and stored it. So it's all paid for. Technically, we probably paid for it 20 times, by the time you actually count for storage and stuff. But don't do that. Whatever you do, turn off your mathematical brain thinking about how much it costs to store something for 24 years and realize that every cent that comes in is just profit at this point, because it's not profit, but we're not replacing the money that we used to spend for it, because that's in the past, way in the past. So yes, 30% down in general. If I was paying 30% for the profit, and then I had to take 30% off of it, that would only leave 40% to even play with, and that's not good.
Well, nowadays, if we were buying inventory,
if we were buying inventory now, that would be a major issue. However, we still have all this stuff. Is the small stuff is still, there's plenty of room in the small stuff. If each 45 record that we sell now for $20 to $25 cost us 50 cents, we bought it for 50 cents, then we have it at like $38 and we're knocking $30 off of it.
30%.
I'm sorry, 30% off of it. So just know we're not hurting. The prices were 30% higher 2 years ago. That's just the way things are right now. And I think that now I'm really scared because of Kevin, Stoic Reseller. He has 2 or 3 videos where he's telling us we're all going to die. And he's not wrong. He's like, be safe, be smart. And I think that's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing.
Here, do you know that?
I do. And I think that we're all dealing with a couple of things. After they turned back on in March and April, we're still turned on. We're still having, daily interactions. Our offers out are like our high at for the amount of offers or for the amount of items we have at about 35 is very solid and high for us. So I'm not seeing that's like one of our core metrics is offers out. I know all of you don't follow that one, but I do, and I know what it does. And I know what it does when we have the exact same store and we have 11 offers out. That's what I'm saying. So, and we do put out 0 offers. I do actually follow up on 0 watcher offers. And last week, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, one day we had 8 0 watcher offers go out, 3 of them converted. So they do work. I'm not sure. A lot of you have a lot more items, so you can't just toy around with that. But with 2,000 items and 35 offers, that means 15 offers a day-ish, something that's very easy to track and keep control of. So we don't have a problem with that. People are talking. There's other words. I was telling Kent Hamilton is here. WTF is watching me flip around the blade. I mean, I'm gonna poke you, I'm gonna cut you, one or the other. We've been watching too much Ozark. I think that's what's happening. I'm gonna put these down over here. You're right. I'm gonna start juggling these and end up with like stigmata in both hands. Let's see. Beef. We're back to Biff saying, "Eat the candy, eat the candy, Primo." Kent saying, "Just jumping on. I've had 3 sales in 3 days, so I got eBayed these last 3 days. So that's what I got going. 3, 1 sale a day. Now, is that good for you, Kent? Is that good? I mean, it could be. Depends on what you're selling. Motorcycle Dork has some really. By the way, go check out his. Sorry, I don't have his. I saw his post with his website on it, and I went and looked at it. It's actually a really good-looking website. And motorcycle parts are expensive. I hope he makes money on those. But my point being, you only need to sell one thing a day if you're selling $10,000 items. But Kent might be selling Rolex watches. I don't know. Look at me.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
I don't know. There's a whole side of my brain filled up with stuff I don't know. Paul says, exactly, especially when it's rare and valuable stuff and already underpriced to begin with. Sick of this race to the bottom mentality. Buyers now expect to get things. They do. They're hitting us up with lowball offers, which we hit with reasonable ones, and they're being accepted at a reasonable rate. So, but I do think suppression, depression. Not only now are we dealing with the platform arranging our visibility. Let's just put it that way. We are definitely dealing with a downturn in just general prices and what people are willing to pay. There's absolutely. Where is he? Bearded Picker, Fleet Candy, and we survived the 80s. You had to be tough. Seriously. This garbage can has candy in it. I'm not eating it. Not eating it, Beard. So don't you dare. But I will look at it. I just want to see. And I think it's so this here. This is a dog plug. It's a fire hydrant. Dogs pee on them. Oh my God! The first little candy in there is a little Yorkie looking dog. Isn't that cute? I'm not eating it. How dare you? What's this one? Some of they're kind of like worn away. You can't really tell it. This one looks like the Great Gadzoo from the Flintstones. They kind of melted a little. They look melty. I think that's like a little puppy, or it's a duck-billed platypus. There's a lot of little puppies. They're all dogs. That's what they are. They're little dogs. But that Yorkie totally looked like a Yorkie. Am I right? Am I right? Yes, you are. Can you pat me on the back, please, for getting these awesome candies? Which way do I go? There we go. You kind of look like you're doing a rude symbol.
Oh!
Don't do that.
Ew.
Canceled. Spam Banshee canceled. This just in. Spam Banshee is canceled. What are you thinking, man? Anyway. Yeah, we saw you driving, Beard. We saw you driving and yelling at the lady. That was not missed. We did not miss that moment. And Biff remembers the coffin distinctively. Yeah, no, for sure. Mr. Bones. This is the one that made me go to this guy's place. Garbage Archive is his name. And this one, this is definitely the most expensive one in the collection. Most of these were like $12, and he made me, it was really good. So good eBay experience also with this guy. They're $12 a piece. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items at $12 a piece. What would that be? Let's see. 6 thing times 12 is 72. And each one was $5 shipped. So I asked him, and this was very interesting because I went in as a eBay buyer, as an eBay seller who's buying something. So I said, hey, I'm interested in a bunch of your items. I'm interested in 6 of your items. Would you sell them to me for $6 each plus... I can't remember what I said. Anyway, I gave him a number on the items, and then I'll pay this much shipping. So I was dictating what I wanted. And I totally knew when I sent it, I was like, would I appreciate this kind of a note coming into me? But I was feeling I just wanted to be straight and to the point. And so he said, nope, not interested. That was his response to me. Nope, not interested. So I waited a couple days, and then I came back I took my time. I took the entire title and item number for all 6 items that I wanted. And I said, would you mind making me a deal on these? And he said, sure. He made me my own auction with just those 6 items, free shipping, 50 or $55. I can't remember which it was. So he took it down from $72 plus $5 shipping, although I would expect him to combine shipping anyway. But he didn't have to. So he took it from about $100 down to $50, $55 free shipping. And now I have them here. And now everybody can look at Mr. Bones' coffin. Yay. My nose is above water. That's Patricia saying. It's still... you can still breathe air, and you haven't developed gills yet. I do like that pencil sharpener, Patricia. Boy, oh boy, it's a sweet, sweet pencil sharpener. It's like on the scale of 1 to pencil sharpener, it's like a pencil sharpener. It's definitely the coolest pencil sharpener on earth.
How does Paul Rose still have donuts left?
Paul Rose still has 15 because he accidentally did Primo math and ended up with 7 boxes of donuts rather than just 7 donuts.
So tell him to just put it in the microwave for 10 seconds.
Yeah, are they getting hard?
Yeah.
Oh, they are. Okay. So yeah, you put them in the microwave for 10 seconds. Now, you must let them sit for a second because otherwise you're going to get that jelly donut. It's going to be too hot. You're going to get jelly donut lava in your mouth and have blisters. Then you're never going to like them again. But give you about a month to heal. Back to the donuts you will go. Kent says, Primo, did you see... Oh, no, sorry. Ryan said, I have a peanut cluster Halloween treat from the 50s, 60s. It's an orange cellophane. It had a pipe cleaner pirate skull on top. I'll have to take a video of it and post it on YouTube. Don't eat it. Do not eat it. If there's one thing I want you to take home today, everybody, we need a... Oh, wait, no. That would work. If there's one thing I want you to take home today, please donate to Sarah McLachlan's dogs. But then also, don't eat old candy. Just don't do it. Let Adam Eats the 80s do it on TV. If they're paying you on TV, eat old candy. Or old donuts. Doesn't matter. But I've seen people eat and I have actually myself partaken in the stiff gum from old package. In fact, I ate the stiff gum from a skateboard trading cards. So that was like probably 10 years ago. And that stuff turns into just, milk is good. Like a dust, like a milky dust powder that does not taste like bubble gum. It tastes like poop. It tastes like something bad that you're not supposed to have in your mouth. I'm just giving you public service. Kent saying, oh, I just lost Kent. Everybody's in the house, and I lost Kent. Did you see I got eBay made the Webster's dictionary, meaning number 1, I lost money today. Number 2, I got my sales throttled even more today. Number 3, I made no money today. Number 4, my dog died. No. I got eBayed. Womp, 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 womp.
I hope his dog really didn't die.
I don't think so. I just think that we're now, I got eBayed is like, I got shrewded, like from The Office. I got shrewded.
Anything that's bad.
Yeah. Anything that's bad is I got eBayed. Re-microwave stale baked goods, Paul Rose. Patricia's right on that way before I am, of course. 10 seconds. Don't do it too much or they get stiff. And then also they get really hot. So you don't want to. I feel like I'm really, truly, honestly telling people things they don't know.
Oh, Jovia said 12 seconds in the microwave.
12 seconds. Fine. I digress. Now, it matters on the wattage of your microwave. If you have a 1,000-watt microwave, you're going to want to do it for 12 seconds. But if you have a 1,200-watt microwave, you may just do it for 10. And I think it'll make up for the power difference. And Kent is saying, well, and number 5 of that would be any negative outcome of the day. So he is refining his definition of I got eBayed. And we're going to give him full credit for coining that phrase. Ken Hamilton, will you speak your name?
He said AI instead of I, but it works in his comment.
Callie Deb says, hello, Patricia. Glad you had a great weekend. So are we. Paul Rose says, they're in the fridge and still good to go. I'm no gourmet lately. Just eat when I get a chance. Now, if you're not interested in, I need a sip of water. I'm burping currently. I was just thinking of taking 2 of them jelly donuts. What I want you to do is I want you to heat them up. Then I want you to take put them in between 2 heavy plates. I don't want it so heavy that it squirts the jelly out, but I want to work those donuts a little flatter, a little wider. Then I want you to go make yourself a cheeseburger with some American cheese. Then I want you to put that in between those 2 damn jelly donuts and eat them. And that's how you know. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to do an accent because that wasn't what I was trying to do. But I got real excited. And when I get real excited, I get a Southern accent for some reason. But what I want to do is have you eat a cheeseburger with 2 donuts as buns. That's her favorite word, buns. Now I know they do that at
poo-poo platter.
They do that at some place does it with Krispy Kremes. I don't think it's Krispy Kreme. Some other place does it with Krispy Kremes. And now Krispy Kremes is going to be at McDonald's, so I figured that was sort of like they're trying to pull the Krispy Kreme cheeseburger over. You're only allowed to have like 10 of those in your whole life. And it's like actually 9. It's like cat lives. Let's see here. Motorcycle Doors had a $1,400 Thursday, followed by a weekend of no more than $200 a day. Well, everybody remember now, if my super genius alien deducting technology works, my Duke Nukem technology, the first was on Wednesday. So I suspect that doesn't work with because he had a $1,400 Thursday. So maybe they do the change on the 1st, but it takes like a day or two to actually hit, because I think mostly anecdotally and completely anecdotally, Saturday was the bad day. Saturday was the day people didn't have. It's our first day in 40 days of no sales, and other people have said they got no sales. Now, Carl definitely had no sales on Saturday, I believe, and others have reported that as well. Patricia, no, you do not. Do you really, Patricia? Do you have one that's not as nice as that one that could be cheaper? Because I need one of those. And like I said, I've had the turquoise ones. They had like a blue one, they had like a turquoise one, they've had a red one, and the orange one is the one that has just somehow escaped me. I just haven't found one. Oh, I think they had them in black or gray too, as they started to get into the brown ages. So the 70s were the rainbow ages, and then sometime in the 80s all the rainbows turned just shades of tan. Those are the brown ages. But that particular model in orange, yeah, I want one. I covet your pencil sharpener is now locked in the brain for the future. Well, I speak the truth. It's a sweet pencil sharpener. John is here.
Ain't easy. Poo-poo platter.
I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope you did too, John. How was your Saturday? Did you notice anything bad? Or you were out of town, so maybe you're still out of town. I know we watched Jenna on Friday, and she did a great job. Patricia disassembles and cleans and lubricates them. She does the full Monty. She does the full. They looked really nice, so I would call that a restoration. Patricia, they were built like tanks. Yeah, I mean this one is super duper. You can tell this one's built like a tank, but it's like just lame in 80s. I don't even know how to get into it, but it works great. It's just ugly and stupid, and I hate it. I hate you. But I have this one. This one I got this weekend, and not everybody. We went to an estate sale, which I think was from a reseller, and we didn't have time. He was very busy, and it was definitely maybe it was at a parent's house, but he was cleaning out a house where it had furniture, and they were cleaning out the house. So I don't know. I didn't have time to talk to him and see what was up. But I had this thought in my head that, is he getting out of reselling? Or anyway, would have been nice to have that knowledge. But we went into the house and everything was ordered like a reseller would have it. So everything was very organized, and the cassette tapes and the records were with themselves, and they were all facing forward and everything. And we got 2 huge handfuls of stuff: costume jewelry, heavy metal cassettes, stupid records, but still some that are worth like 10 picture discs, Disney picture discs. Not great, but still worth, $12, $15, who knows. Found this just sitting on a wall somewhere. And these are generally worth, $30 to $45 something. These used to be worth like $60, $70, but everything's fallen a little bit. Very nice. $5 for the whole thing. Vintage Halloween, pumpkin buckets. Can't even tell you how much great stuff we had. But anyway, we did do a $5 estate sale this weekend, and I got a pencil sharpener, but it's manual. I can't be doing that. I'm 54 years old. I can't be sharpening my own pencils. It's not school. Let's see. James is nude now, I guess. Is that right?
It is I, James.
Let's see. Bearded, getting a migraine, too many jokes trapped in my head. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, we do. There's a lot. There's a lot. Paul Rose, Primo Unchained, anything could happen. JRKR is here. Aloha. Tranche Talk is wearing on Patricia's nerves. JRKR is saying pretty slow sales, but not horrible. I think that's what we would say. Having sales is just good. Major win about 35 minutes ago, left for meetings, probably back by now.
Yes,
Welcome back, man, to the world. Paul Rose says, if James can grow it, they will come. I think that's what he said. If James can grow it, last I heard his items weren't showing up as listed. Now, you know, eBay has changed. So when you start a new store, be ready for some shit like this. I swear. For some stuff like that. Because they slowly they make it really slow to take off. That's where we started to notice that things weren't listing right away. This was 2 years ago. They had already started doing that, where things were not listing right away. And I think that was the early AI is looking at your items to make sure that they're legit and can be listed. Older accounts, they're not doing that as much, or certainly not doing it slowly. But I think it probably is going to take you a week or two to really get that store established. It's just not like it used to be where you just put stuff up and they pop up. On our store that we've had for several years, that does not happen. And we do relists and that stuff shows right back up. So it's just a matter of getting it to wherever eBay wants it. And I imagine it's either 3 or 6 months. It's some time. And I imagine it's also when they start giving your money. So when they're not holding your money, that's when you can assume your store is going to work more like an old store.
Or it could be whatever comes first, X amount of items.
Whatever comes first, X amount of items, or the time frame. But they do limit you to 100 items at first. So it doesn't matter how much those 100 items are. And I do know that James put up like 10 or 12 items this weekend and had 2 or 4 sales. Sorry, I'm bad with numbers, just remembering the numbers. I remember what they look like. Gentle 4, it's a soft 4, not like a pokey 4, like a soft one with an arch that looks like a bridge, if that makes sense. It's also blue. I'm just talking nonsense. Major Win says, keep the train rolling, which we did, apparently. James is saying, new store, 4 of my 20 listings are not showing. Okay, 4 of the 20 listings are not showing, but he did make sales on that new store already. And I wonder, James, what are those 4 items? Are they anything remotely controversial about them in the way you're listing, or say that it's I don't know. Is there any word or anything in the picture that could just be even misconstrued as a controversial thing? Just curious, because that's probably why they're not showing up. Something they're flagging it, and then it goes to the back of a flagging line is what I think. And then the tiny little robot, secretaries with the horn rimmed glasses, the AI ladies that are sitting in the CPU, they're like checking things through. Don't have to be ladies. I just like that image. Beep beep beep. Patricia, everybody's saying hi. Flipping ain't easy. Saturday was bad sales day, followed by a very nice sales day on Sunday. So that's it. We have now, absolutely and without a doubt, non-controversial in this opinion, that Saturday was a suck day on the platform.
Poo-poo platter. And
if you had a suck day on Saturday, know that other people did too. So something happened on the Saturday. Now I would like the one person who's a contrarian to come in and say, Saturday was my best day. How dare you? Guess somebody's probably out there that did that. Let's see. What? Oh, yes. I know. It's scary when she leaves the room. You don't know what's going to happen. James says, looking out your window searching for naked birds because they have not figured out clothing yet, and it's the evolution of life. They don't. Well, they have feathers. Our dog's butthole does not have any covering, though. I mean, it has a tail, but its tail's always up in the air. So how are you supposed to cover it? We should put on a little, they should make little dog merkas. Merkins? Merkas. Merkins. Merkins, not Birkins. Don't you dare.
No, I'm trying to think of a butt cover.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Birkins.
Why do you make me? You're making me sound like
Birkins. No, they are. They're Merkins for your butt. They're Birkins. And they're for dog butts, mostly.
they're barking.
Barkins? But you could use them on cats. Cats probably need them more than dogs, really. Biff Boffo says, I let Etsy store run out, not worth the trouble for me. So yeah, spam. So Biff is saying that that the Etsy, it's not pulling me in after all that excitement a couple months ago about cross listing. We still, because we had we've been having a good run on eBay, and that's really what I want. So I guess we're just. But if something goes bad now, the first sign of anything more than a couple of days going weird, if we don't show that popping back up, I'm cross listing, I'm tree catting all over the place. We're gonna use tree cat. By the way, that is also, they're not necessarily a sponsor. Well, they're not a sponsor, but we do have you'll be happy to hear a tree cat promo code. So if you go there, you will see both FAE, flipping ain't easy, and Primo, fracking the horde, coupon code. Primo is the code. So if you go sign up for Tree Cat, use the code Primo. You can use flipping ain't easy if you want. I'm just saying, we now have one of our very own. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to have some more water. This is very parching chat. Carl is saying things will get better. They will. I've thought myself out of many precarious predicament through just positive thinking. So, and usually going to Costco or somewhere. Some sort of retail therapy definitely works, or food therapy. I mean, I'm not saying those are the best way to deal with things. I'm just saying that's how I do it. Oh, hold on, I got a cough. Okay. Mike Seller is here late. How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you be late? You checked in at 1:36. It's now 2:13. I guess I'm late too. Oh, how dare me?
I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
Let's see. Primo, Laura Hutton made her whole modeling career off the Gap to fill the gap. Lauren Hutton. Lauren Hutton, did I say? Lauren Hutton. Yeah. James left like 34 minutes ago for a poop break. I wonder. Oh, he's back. Okay, thank goodness. Paul Rose, I'm a lot smaller than a lot of people, but currently have around 36 grand listed over 1,200 listings, 2 accounts. Oh, that's a good. I was thinking that value of store. So with our 16, yeah, that was. We won't talk about that today. We'll save that for a different day. But for Wednesday, that's a really, if people are willing to share that, I think we can find some information in there by the value of your store versus the number of items you have. Because why do I think that? I don't know. It just seemed like something that we haven't discussed before. And when I do 30% off, you can easily see how my store was valued at 60 grand and is now 45 or something. But I think with the items that I have in that store, 45 still seems like that's a pretty healthy size store that's made up of mostly game cartridges, 45 records, and comic books that we have not gotten any new comic books. So when we listed 300 or 400 comic books, these are the ones that are still left after probably, I don't know, 2 years of listing comic books. So these are probably the crappy ones that need to go over to the other store and be even a lower price. So even though I'm lowering my prices, some of the stuff is worth lowered prices. They should be lowered. Basket Nudes is here. Aloha. The B Nudes in the house. Neural network noodleology. I saw someone say Ground Advantage supplies, including boxes, come out on July 29th. Riot, I like that. I suspect prices will go up because I heard in July those prices, USPS prices are going up in July. So, but if that comes along with boxes, that will be a blessing in disguise. What would also be a blessing is we're never going to ship priority mail anymore. Ever since they made this change, 99% of our items shifted from priority mail to Ground Advantage. Like a 99 niner. So we have hundreds and hundreds. I guess that was the rest of my thought process. We have hundreds and hundreds of priority boxes. So if you don't mind USPS, allow us to use those priority boxes on Ground Advantage. I don't know how they would do that, but
No, they won't.
I want them to though. But I'm sitting on all these boxes now. What I did, you can return the boxes. I guess that's one thing we could do because these are all ordered. We ordered them on USPS. We can return them. So you can return them. One thing that we did, which was just too bad because we wanted to do it, I did, and you didn't know about it, but I did it anyway. When they got rid of the Region A, Region B boxes, I kept those, even though they said you could still ship things in priority mail. I kept those for. I like to fold them around comic books sometimes. I'm using it illegally. Come get me. They were decommissioned boxes. They were the Region A boxes. So I do actually follow USPS's guidelines to do not use those boxes for any other purpose, except for the Region A. And they can come get me. Sue me. Come get me. Dare you. No, don't come get me. Just kidding. JK living. Bloop, 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 bloop. Ryan says crafty cassette clown. I know that is funny. Biff Baffa says postulations. Still coming in on that word. The word. I give up. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to? No, I'm a half hour behind. You need new eyeballs. That's what you see, 150. It's only 218. Come on, man. Beer Picker says Alabama Picker RIP was a pioneer in YouTube lives explaining and helping. Oh my gosh, the ones that passed away during the pandemic that we just heard of. Yeah, what a terrible, terrible situation. Yeah. And but were they actually showing the real struggle of eBay? That's what I was wondering if anybody but maybe they did, since we didn't see them. And when we went to go look for them, it turns out that their kids took their videos down. So I imagine maybe if we tried harder, we might be able to find some reposts. But Paul Rose. Okay, we're coming to the James worship portion of our show. James is great, damn straight. He has his ducks in a row and is working. I wish I could follow his model, but I sell different stuff. His model is very it's not unique in the sense that selling lots of inventory for cheap prices is not unique, but out of people that I know personally, it's fairly unique because you have to be pumping. You have to pump out that merch when you're going to sell low price stuff. You got to put a lot of it out. We're just hoping on 2 or 3 things a day. So imagine if you're used to selling 70 items a day and they drop down to 40. I mean, it's like a whole nother stress level. But I definitely respect the model. It is a good model and has been, proven throughout history to be a good model. Den Decor Depot is here. As of 35 minutes ago, Den Decor Depot was here. Biff Baffo, I've noticed the listing quality report, which they say is updated every 2 days, has been stuck on 427. Yes. I have noticed that it tends to not update as fast as they say it does. I've noticed that a couple times. So I'm not even sure. Like, I feel 427 something if you do the calculation, that's like 10 days old. I bet they don't do it very often anymore. Because remember, they want to get rid of it. So, Basket says, well, 40% depends on what 40% is. Not sure what this refers to. This is why percentiles are not valid indicators of sale business unless business is a consignor. Common mistake. Percentages are very confusing to me when it comes to all of our back numbers here, when hard numbers are really the numbers that matter. Percentages tend to be confusing to me. I mean, I understand them and I can work with them and I like them, but when they're saying your sales are up and down by percentages, that they don't really smack me. They don't provide the type of guidance that I really need. So I ignore them like everything else in life. Thank you. Paul Rose, we're all going to die? What did I miss? Oh, thank the Lord, no more listening. Yes, thank you, Paul Rose. Hopefully, no, Stoic is putting forth some videos that are talking, more about macroeconomics, I guess is the best way to put it. And his vision of the macroeconomics is, I think, probably a smart and true one. Everybody should have their eyes open in what's coming up in the future. We're going into, remember we were talking about that stuff with the fourth turning and everything? I mean, we're going into a very tumultuous time period with our big election here in the U.S. Regardless of anything, it's causing just general unease of a lot of different institutional type things. So sometimes that shows itself as the market might get stronger and stronger. It's not really reacting the way you might think it should, I guess is. So you can't, it's hard to figure out what's going to happen in the future. And anyway, his general story is that it's, not going to be awesome in the future, but proceed cautiously. Yes, that is what he said. And I think that's very smart. And when you're in, when you're selling clothing, I think clothing has an insulation against bad things happening in the economy because people are going to need clothing. I mean, prices are going to go down on stuff in general, but I think I'm going to have a much harder time selling 1970s 45s than he's going to have selling clothing that everybody needs. Everybody at any given time, unless they're James, is wearing a top and a bottom, usually. So everybody needs at least one top and bottom. Not anybody needs a Weird Al Yankovic. I lost on 45. I lost on Jeopardy 45. So you can see my issue. Now, are there going to be people with money that are going to buy stupid stuff? Yes. So our whole eBay career, mine particularly, because she didn't build this part of the equation, but mine has always been to sell stuff that I perceive people with expendable income might be interested in. So Apple computers is one thing. The 45s tend to be very sellable. I would say comic books in general are not in that grouping. I think during the pandemic, investors bought a lot of comic books, but I don't consider comic book investors. I think comic book business would slow down in a big downturn. But I don't know. I don't know everything. I just know half of everything, and she knows the other half. Okay. Biff Boffo is noticing some drop in his offers out from 30 down to 20. I've sold a ton of smalls this weekend. Den Decor bumped prices 15%, ran a 30-day for 5 days. I think I'm going to redo a 30% on everything under 17. Everything over is going to be 20% and see where that goes. That sounds good. And it's a perceived value when you got 30% off on items that are under 17. That's going to look like a really good value, I think. Cash flow, basket noodle cash flow is inventory, which is liability. Money tends tied versus what is in the business bank account. That must be why I'm saying the money is what matters. Cash flow is inventory, which is liability. Money tied versus what's in the bank account. Yes, that's true. We ain't got anything in the bank account. We got a big pile of crap, and we're going into economic malaise. Perhaps, we may. It's surprising how little we've been affected by any of the big downturns, and I think that's because I'm so off my rocker, so separate from most people. But there's a lot more resellers now, so who knows how many more? We haven't been, never really gotten thrown off. You've literally, in both of the big downturns of the past 20 years, 2008, the store you worked at for a decade plus closed, lost your job. And in the pandemic, store she worked at for the next 10 years after that store closed.
No, they didn't close, but
They closed for a year, fired everybody, and then never hired anybody back. So what do you call that? Whatever. Sorry if I didn't say it exactly perfectly, but as far as I'm concerned, you have to work with me now. So I know what happened 3 years ago, 4 years ago now. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. I always wanted you to work with me, but I'm saying that the economy kicked you in the rear twice, and this stupid reselling business saved us twice. How you like that? Yes. Now, yeah, 2 hands. Pat more firmly, please.
I need to be careful how.
Yeah, do make sure. Yeah, thank you. Okay, we got 30 minutes to get through 2 hours worth of comments. Okay. Brian says, oh, I think it dropped really fast. Okay, cash flow is inventory. Amy's saying, I'm buffered bad today. What did I, buffering bad today? Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, just nothing. Everything's terrible. Basket Needle says, yep, way too many online sellers think retail model, where the retail model is completely different than selling, say, eBay. Literally there's no parallels to a retail model on eBay. Well, is what I said about James. James is taking a very traditional retail model. Lots of small sales. I mean, it is technically a retail model. It could be, the dollar store being the most obvious version of it. They have to sell a lot of $1 whatevers to make it work. I maybe I'm saying something. I don't know. Motorcycle Dork saying, thanks, Broseph. Ryan says, I sell low-end stuff, so 15 items sold a day isn't great if it's less than 100 total. Yeah, okay. So if we sold 15 items a day, we would be rich. We would be rich. I think even if we look, let's go look at this because I have it up here. Boom. If you look at this, our best day of sales ever in the history of man, well, in March, was 10 items. So you can see most of our days are like 3, 5, 3, 2. Some of them are 1s. But again, some of them are Apple computers. And oh, look, somebody bought this.
What?
I should have raised the price on that.
Oh, how much?
$122.37. It's a Don't look at the lady's name. Can you go? Can you please click? Thank you. Sorry, I'm not perfect like you. But this is a 2001 Aston Martin DB7 Vantage Volante. The car's name is a Vantage Volante. And instrument cluster gauge works. This came out of a car that had... This was the typical dashboard, and we upgraded it to one that just looked cooler. So this one's missing 2 light bulbs here in the back. But anyway, sold for $96.02 for a grand total of $1 million. But anyway, that's great, right? You get out of there. I just fired off the horn. Okay. Oh, I'm still here. Where do I go? I got it. You thought I wouldn't figure it out. Okay, so let's see. Where else are we? Paul Rose is singing the Eat It, Eat It. Get yourself an egg and beat it. That would be the Weird Al version of Eat It. Those candies will probably outlast us all as a species. They'll outlast us, but they won't taste good. And all the little, they have little glistening sparkles of resin in them. Little color flakes are all black. So don't eat those. I'm not going to eat them. What's that? Oh, Wolfman's Goodies. Aloha. How you doing? And then I see Basket Noodles coming in with some words saying cash flow businesses are defined by ratios, not percentiles. Inventory, which is liability versus expensive versus business bank account at the most basic. Yeah. Joshy's here. Josh is here.
Beam, 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 beam.
What's that? Oh, I shall. I just want to prepare myself and rub my hands together. I make a sound like that. Let's see. Resale Brothers are doing $700K a year on eBay. Is it just the 2 of them working on that account? I'm not sure, but you're talking about the people in Ohio, I think. The Resale Brothers. And now $700K. I mean, you know what it takes to make a living, Josh. I don't know what they're selling. I don't know what they sell. So if they're selling Rolex watches, no, they can do it themselves. But if they're doing anything like normal people are doing, $25 items, then I don't think they can do that themselves. That's personal feeling. Although I only know them pretty much through you mentioning them and doing a little bit of recon on them. That's it. Major Win says, hi, Basket Noodles. And he makes me remember how hungry I am with that little noodle bowl. I need some pho. Can you guys go make me some pho? Out of the pho bank? We need to go to the pho bank and make a withdrawal. Eventually, the bank is always outweighing inventory liability and cost acquisition expenses. Basket Noodle, you know too much. But the thing is that when you get into high finance, fintech, that kind of stuff, none of it really truly makes sense. It's all just sort of going out online and hoping that it works. So everybody's saying hi to the one. Big up Josh Gold. And we see Land Shark Picker, although we did say hi to him. I saw he had a different name the other day on Silverhair Stackers this morning. Yeah, like a technology name or something. Major Win says, we had a friend that walked on a slack line and he slipped and the thing whipped up and snapped him in the joint. Now we call it getting ronered, which is his last name. So he had the springy go up into his, did it make such a whip that it just sliced him in half going up? Like a spam guillotine. sort of, or a cheese guillotine. That would be unpleasant. Getting ronered. I'd like a roner of that cheese, please. That's what I'll say from now on. Paul Rose says, basket noodle, bang on. Swimming in stock, devoid of dollars. Wish there could be another way around. LOL. James said, made it out alive. James 1, toilet bowl 0. Congratulations on that. Paul Rose is, I'm just getting to the donut burgers. It's a revelation, taste sensation. Damn, I just ran out of burgers. We'll keep a couple of those donuts for when you do get some burger back in stock. And put them together and enjoy your heart event that you may have. You may have some sort of event, health event after that. I don't know what that refers to. Darn. But Patricia does have half a dozen of those orange ones, so maybe we'll talk, Patricia. Let's see. And more in other colors. Yeah, I just the orange one is the one that I've never had or come across. I mean, there was a time when you couldn't go to a garage sale without finding one. And I imagine that would have been about 15 years ago. Let's see. Major Win saying Jenna and Bearded Scott did an awesome job on Friday, and they did. Patricia's going to look at the hoard, try to frack a little hole in it, see if she can find an orangey. Let's see. Just I'm getting down towards the bottom. Motorcycle Dork says, Spam Banshee, I'm going to make a video showing it. It's crazy to think eBay doesn't have way more info than they choose to show. What was that about?
Motorcycle Dork said he's working on his Shopify.
Oh, still working on Shopify.
But he said that it shows you when somebody is
Yes,
actually
it
looking
gives you
for
real
it,
analytics.
where they're located, and it will tell you if people have left stuff in their
Yes.
cart.
Yeah, and it gives you the cart thing. Now, eBay
It gives
does.
their phone number, their address.
eBay does, because it's your customer. So we're dealing with eBay's customers. That's why they withhold all that stuff. But eBay does send out those cart messages and stuff. But, you know, you don't know. You don't know what they know. So maybe they send out the cart messages, but maybe they decide that the people who should get the cart message sent out to them have already had too many cart messages. So eBay decides all that stuff that you really want to have control over, and Shopify does allow that. Now, I'm not saying Shopify is not cheap, so it depends on. Technically, eBay costs nothing except for the final value fees, unless you want to use it well. Then you got to pay for a store and everything. But be curious to find out, you know, really apples to apples, how much it costs to get the same resources out of Shopify as it does out of eBay when you can control them. You know, so I don't know how to figure that out. That seems like way too much testing that any of us should be doing. But it is interesting because I've had Shopify stores, and I in fact am working on one right now, and they do give you all that information, so you know essentially what language they speak. You know, different important pieces of information that eBay now gets all of our customers' information, and they use that to make more money off of. Let's see. Paul Rose, Patricia can't afford to move that far. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to just go past some sidebar. Patricia says, maybe I can show you a picture and you could advise. Oh, that's for she's having a problem with a Dremel tool. Basket Noodle saying Saturday is like any other day. Did not have a problem on Saturday. Or every day sucks. Could be either one. Wah. What's that?
Just keep reading. Mike Seller had a good weekend.
Mike Seller weekend was decent for me. Both days was Mike Seller was Saturday down compared to the other days because it seems like a lot of us had a crap Saturday, if not a zero Saturday. Jen says Saturday was better than Sunday. So there goes my perfectly investigated plan. Perfectly investigated. Do you not offer, WTF is asking James, do you not offer international shipping with the new store from Germany? I show no stock. Interesting. Germany being one of the problem places for international shipping, and France. Although we're trying to always send them electronics, and that might be the reason. But we're having a hard time sending stuff to France and Germany. I am from France. James says 5 items were. Four items were. 4. Count them. TMNT sweater, Puma jacket, Covington leather jacket, and women's button-up Christmas shirt. Okay. Like totally different types of things. All clothing, though. They were all listed at the same time and have not shown up. The items after have uploading 28. More right now. Oh, so those are the 4 that did not show up. So TMNT is a brand. Interesting. Teenage
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm saying that's a brand. That's a copyright. Puma, copyright. Covington.
That too, but then there's the Christmas
Maybe the Christmas sweater. I don't know. That could be the oddball, like why on that one. But the other ones are definitely name brands. So maybe they have to go through some AIQ for copyrights. Vero stuff. Dendicor, Etsy. I had bad Q1 report. Boo on Etsy. Oh, wow. So Dendicor is saying that Etsy went down 5% while increasing sellers by 15%. Those are 2 numbers in the wrong directions. Paul Rose says he's confused by naked birds. I mean, and who isn't? There's weird.
Because birds is slang for women. Yeah.
Oh, right, because they are birds. Oh, yeah, birds. Right, that bird. Blackbird singing in the dead of night is actually a reference to a lady. Dork, you are wonderful. Thank you. Oh, I guess the help was given. Jovial Juggler, that is too funny. As I was typing, you said contrarian. This past Saturday was my best sales day of the year. One time I have a good sales day when most have a bad sales day. Yeah, I mean, it's funny how it does work that way. Jovial Juggler, where are you? Not that matters. I'm just, because we're like, is it a server? Is A and B, switching off? Did it happen at the first of the month that they switched us on for 2 months? They really gave us a good run. Now they're going to shut us off for a while. I hope that's not the case, but it could be. It could be. It could be. So they call them birds in England, and we call them chicks here.
But back to crickets today, Jovial said.
Back to crickers.
Keep reading.
Yes, ma'am. James says, all my 28 have just showed up. Still not those 4 from the other day, though. Yeah, I wonder how long it will take them to show up. And are they showing in your back office as not listed? Or do you have to just go and see that they're not there? And in that particular case, here's something that I would maybe, I just thinking, because if you're going to your store and looking for the items through your store, we still have a problem with the store number not matching the actual number of items we have in our store. And what we found out, and they did say it was AI, but what we found out was that, the items are definitely in our store, but when the numbers don't match in your store, those items don't show up in your store. So if you've listed 30 items and it says you have 26 items in your store, 4 of your items are not showing up in your store, even though they supposedly show up through eBay.
They're not showing up in your store
front. Not showing up in your store front, but they should still be showing up on eBay.
Yes. So if you type in that title, you should see it.
Maybe. Yeah, these are just things that we say. Things we say. 40,000 basket noodles, 40K in 1,000 items. Not too far off from what we're at. Okay. Den Decor says we're about 31 items and about 56K. You know, these are like, we're kind of like in a similar tranche. We're tranched. Basket noodle, Den Decor. I mean, it's a wider tranche, but a tranche nonetheless. And I'm just wondering, it's somewhere around 1,500 items worth about 50 grand. Like that's sort of what I'm thinking is a tranche of, 25 to $35 items. I mean, super loose with the numbers. But Jovial Juggler says, happens several times a year. The rest of the year, every sales day is a struggle. It used to be once a month. I would get a couple of sales followed by one or two every other day. The struggle is real. Oh, it's for sure. Mike Seller says, have to run to the post office. I don't make it back. Everyone have a great day. You too, Mike Seller. That was a half hour ago. He's probably home and has himself a nice jelly donut cheeseburger already. See what happens when UPS is taking over most of the air freight from FedEx. Yes, that'll be interesting. Well, they're doing it for the back end of USPS. So, and I got to say, smart shipment, the FedEx smart shipping through the post office was never that great either. So I don't imagine it's going to go. It's going to be great. Oh, update. Another news story. Did we say this? What day is it? Monday? We may have said it on Friday during the Tiki show, but the little hand, the fist, the Terminator, the Transformer fist, one little tiny fist, and it was in a small 9x7 envelope. We sent it off at the beginning of March. The guy gave us positive feedback, and then like 2 weeks ago called and said he never got it, or emailed, said he never got it. I immediately refunded him. Then I went and saw that he actually gave me feedback. So I was like, oh, you tricky little guy. What did you do? Then she tried to file a report. You did file it, but you tried a bunch of times and it didn't work.
Because you can't file lost package. You have to file for a search first.
Oh, okay. So she filed for a search, which didn't do anything for a long time until this weekend or Friday maybe. We got an email saying it was delivered. And then we got a message from the actual eBay person saying, thank you very much. It was finally delivered. So it took 2 months.
Which sort of goes to
James's comment.
Where the same thing happened to him. And he said, is there a way that eBay can make those people pay again?
The same thing. Well, right. So obviously I'm out the money. It was $20-something, not a big deal. It would be cool, you can't do it. So let's say you wanted to get the guy to pay you back. Well, let's say the guy was like, oh my gosh, I need to pay you the money. I have to pay you the money. I can't sleep at night unless I pay you the money that you refunded me. How's he going to get it to you? You can't send him your email. PayPal. You can't send him the email. You can't send him your email or AI will search your messages in eBay.
Because that happened during the pandemic when I ordered something from Australia.
Yeah, it searched the messages.
And
Well, it does now, sweetie. So that was 3 years ago.
Woman refunded me because I didn't get it.
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
And that was when Australia had major problems shipping to the U.S. And it did take a long time.
And she refunded me, but when I got it,
We did pay her.
How did we do that?
I think we asked her for her PayPal. But I'm not doing that now. I wouldn't do it now because of the way eBay's set up with AI. But if there was a way to do that, that would be cool. And maybe there will be someday. eBay is trying to make themselves a bank, so maybe we'll just be able to send money to people back and forth with no transaction necessary, and then we could do it. But otherwise, you could always take a risk and send it, but not for $20. And also got a message today, RE, the disc, it's not a laser disc, it's the other, it's CED disc, but they're called, I forget what they're called. They're not called laser disc, but it's the other laser disc that like in a plastic container. You don't take it. And somebody did a chargeback on it. And the short, quick story is that the guy contacted me when I first put them up. I had 5 of them. He said, it's $500. That's too much for me, but please let me know when they go down in price. I put the last one up, after I sold a bunch. He's actually one of the people in charge of the CED Magic group on Facebook and everything. He's totally into these discs, and he wanted one. He bought it from me for pretty inexpensively and then did a chargeback. And his chargeback company sided with him. I called into eBay. eBay said, you're totally protected from this chargeback. Don't worry about it. I called eBay and I told them, hey, this guy's pulling a fast one. Here's why I think that. eBay's like, yeah, you don't need to do anything. Sorry, we're not going to write anything down. Tough duty. And today we got an email from eBay saying that their bank sided with them. So with the customer. So it's no sweat off of our shoulders, but do we have now some sort of a weird mark on our account that I don't deserve, don't want, could have provided information to help fight this chargeback, but it's too much. They'd rather just pay out this was a $200 item. I get, they just rather charge it, just pay it than have to deal with actually the back and forth.
So that is theft.
It's theft. It's absolute theft. So it's also illegal. So now I'm not doing anything about it, but should you, because you feel so indignant, are we going to drive there and get him? Should we call his local police department and sick him on him? Should we swat him? We actually do have his address.
Oh my God! Look at Josh Galt's.
Where?
At the very bottom here. Read it on my phone.
Hold on, I can go down here with this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He got a weird message from eBay, and
I sold an item to a buyer. eBay sent a message that said, we've notified the buyer that we found a better price. No, that did not happen. Did that happen, Josh? Seriously?
finish reading it.
No, I'm stopping right there, and I'm going to cry for a second because I'm sad. So it says, I'll read it again just because that's crazy. I sold an item to a buyer. eBay sent a message that said, we've notified the buyer that we found a better price. Would you be willing to fulfill the order at the refund price, at refund the buyer the difference or cancel? Now, no, I've never seen that email before. That's insane. But I'm wondering if this has something to do with the new offer system that goes out, where you're sending offers to multiple people now, and until somebody pays, it has something to do with that. Now, I'm trying to wrap my mind around it, and there's no possibility. It's just you sold an item to a buyer, so it was accepted, but maybe it wasn't. So I don't know. That's just gross. That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't.
Or refund the buyer the difference or cancel.
So you have to refund the buyer the difference or cancel?
Oh my God.
That's what this is coming down to? Uh-oh.
Bye, eBay.
No, seriously, that's not good.
What was the item? Can you tell us?
Josh, do you mind sharing what the item was? I don't know how that would necessarily help us, but Spam wanted to know. And it might help us. We don't know. So I don't agree with that at all. I'm suing eBay starting right now. Go.
Dan Decor is saying that they get cancel requests with notes that say they found a better price.
I mean, we never get that. But I know you can get that, and you're pretty much, I mean, with us, we have automatic returns. We don't even see the returns. We just automatically accept every single return as a top-rated seller. I don't even think we have a choice.
But John has a good point. Why is eBay not showing the buyer that to begin with?
Yeah, I don't know. John is coming in saying the question is, why is the buyer seeing the same item at a lower price? How about changing the screen the buyer sees after the sale so it doesn't show up at the same item? And that reminds me of how I have seen a being in the cart and seeing a module for other items in your cart. Now I'm indignant. Let's see. Yes, I tried to refund the buyer to meet the other. I had to refund the buyer to meet the other seller's price.
But then he
Ooh, that's so gross. I bet the buyer tried to cancel when eBay showed them the lower price, and then eBay gave me the chance to fulfill the order at the lower price. I mean, Bearded, you're on Amazon. Is this an Amazon thing? Because I don't even recognize this form of shenanigans.
Why isn't eBay showing the buyer the cheaper item to begin with?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm enraged.
You are. You're flying off the handle. You are gone. I hope we can calm her down for the rest of the day. I don't know. This might be it for you. I thought I had a purchase. Bearded says, I thought a purchase was a contract to buy between you and the other buyer. eBay interference is out of bounds, probably illegal. Plus the thing to ask for something after you've committed to this contract to pay $20 for the item, and then it's telling you to refund them just to meet the item, or it's canceled. Does that even... It seems like that goes against their own policies. They're just like making stuff up as they go. That's ridiculous. It was a mini hair iron.
So like an antique.
It was a massager. What? Well, he says it's a mini hair iron. I don't know if that's an antique one or a new one. It's probably antique because it's probably new because antique people usually don't offer, they're not looking for the lowest price over everything. So, Major Win is saying, well, eBay just went from the world's largest garage sale to Hunger Games all in one shot. Seriously. And that's not going to help eBay GMV, which they said is the most important thing to them right now, raising that. Wow. We finally got to the end of the show, and this is like, this is a real bomb. This is a crazy, crazy bomb.
We have MJ coming in. I'm not surprised.
Basket Noodle says, how eBay wants to become Amazon without becoming Amazon? Drive lower price, get sale. Actually, I'm feeling like a little nervous by this. This is like nuts. And obviously I hadn't seen this before, so I can't wait till I see the first one. Yay, I got to refund you even after you already bought it. That's how I like to see. Bearded says, no, it is not an Amazon thing. This enshittification is 100% eBay, everybody. Wait, I can't hear you because people are cheering.
It also brings up the whole cancel thing.
It brings up the cancel thing? Are people going to be penal? She said penal.
Are buyers going to be penalized for wanting to cancel because they just found it?
Are buyers going to be penalized?
Sellers going to be penalized if they don't want to sell it for less?
No, buyers don't get penalized for canceling a sale.
If a seller cancels it because they don't want to sell it for less, are they going to be penalized for it?
If a seller cancels it because they don't want to meet that price, is the seller going to be penalized? eBay holds us accountable. A cannibal. They hold us accountable. The cause is extreme. John says this causes extreme buyer causes extreme seller confusion on top of buyer. But yes, buyer confusion. What if a lower price is in your different condition than yours? And it will be. It will be. This message from eBay comes up as a pop-up message. It's not even like a weird. No, I haven't seen this at all, Josh. Totally new. Josh, who's the next person? We were going to do a list of everybody because you've got your silver hair stackers on at 9 a.m. Then you're going to have but I think
on tonight.
John is on tonight. John, I think we know what this show is going to be about. If it's not, I understand. But we need to discuss this further, and tomorrow's too long. Wednesday's too long. We got to figure out what this is about. Oh, Josh is on tomorrow. Yes, Josh could be on tomorrow. Josh, you're going to be on tomorrow? Be on tomorrow. Talk about this. This is a major... super crappy eBay news just in. And shittification is real. And eBay is taking the lead. Oh no. She's calling right at 3. Oh no. We have a relative, an older relative who's in the hospital. Hope that's not bad news. Anyway, the real bad news is that this is ridiculous, and I don't even know how to take it. Like I'm a little bit scattered from it because this is this is weird. And how do you always get the weirdness first? They start at Canada and move south, I guess. But yeah, crazy. George R says at noon my sales impressions today were less. Is everything okay? Everything's fine. Whew. Basket Noodle says maybe saying some sort of beta testing and use Josh as the subject. Yeah. George R. says at noon, my impressions today are less than 20% of yesterday's total, but oddly, sales are better. And that's the kind of stuff that you can't account for in like 0 days and stuff. So that's why it's not that much of a thing. But this thing has got me buggered out. Beard says, so how many of you guys should I expect on Wednesdays AM to learn Amazon? Well, we're selling a lot of books, so Amazon has come up as an option, and we have 10,000 books to sell, and we don't have enough room at our house to to store them all here, so we have to go to a storage place to pick if we sell them. So we have been toying with the fact that we may do FBA on them, but it's just also, we've done FBA before and didn't have a great experience with some framed pictures, and I guess the robots would keep running them over, so they just would send us back a whole bunch of damage, and we basically end up making no money at all with all said and done after FBA. But still, we did try it. And we have 20 of these pin maps, world pin maps, if anybody's looking for one. I think we still have 20 of them wrapped up in the FBA wrapping still. Doodly doodly doo. Let's see. Basket Noodle saying, remember reverse bid auctions? Are those still a thing? Those were fake though. You reverse bid and you end up getting like a TV for $2 or something. But I forget how those work. They were a big scam. Josh Galt, eBay has the sale. Why would they encourage the buyer to cancel the sale that's already paid for? And it's for less money. So they make less money. And they're not nice. So it's not like they're doing that out of generosity. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. Definitely, George R. says definitely illegal if we get penalized for canceling. I don't think we will, but you never know because there's some surprising information. John is changing the title right now. Yeah, this has got to be explored more. I could just stay on. Maybe I'll just stay on here for another 5 hours. Paul Rose, we're all close. At what point does it get to be I'm done? If this gets to regulate, well, I guess when the money dries up. So right now we're still, our main source of income is eBay. So yeah, we can spread it out to the other ones, but I don't get better feelings out of any eBay. I feel the most encouraged about eBay, and it's not that, it's not super, it's okay. But the other ones scare me even more. So I guess that's how I look at it anyway. And I think she just goes along with how I feel about it because she's not saying, hey, we need to get stuff on Etsy. We need to get stuff on Etsy. No, she's not saying that. So when we look at each other and go, we need to get stuff up, it's still on eBay. That's still what we're chasing. Hey, Fro is here.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Yeah. Hey, Fro's in the house. Let's see. Please don't. Okay, I won't even read that comment because no. We won't use that word. Let's see. MJ, I'm not surprised, to be honest. Wow. Yeah, that's what you were saying, MJ. And then I'm going to, this just jumps, and now I'm all confused again, as usual. Done Decor Depot, you need to go get that to e-commerce by Josh. Yeah, Josh, have you shared that already? Because that's the first time I've heard about it anywhere. And I usually look at those. I did look at those, both of those people today, and I didn't see anything about that. And now I'm noticing that if it's not e-commerce bites value added, no, e-commerce bites does have like a specific little section now for user problems. That's right on the front page. I think that's new anyway. Metavinci says, aloha, I'm late, but to the party, but as usual. Well, aloha to you. What? Metavinci, get quickly caught up. This show's been over for 6 minutes, but we'll try to. We'll just try to get through the to this last thing here. I was part of beta testing for eBay standard envelopes. I was able to send them over 2 years ago. It didn't roll out until last year. Please get me in on some of those beta testing for like free money. eBay, if you're handing out actual sales, beta test me. Thank you. Hey, Froze. Yo, yo, yo. I'm not sure why we were all complaining about eBay. They are awesome. Yes. Hey, Froze. Obviously, you heard Josh's. This new one is just ridiculous. Wait, where's his teach me how to Dougie? Well, that's the Canadians are named Dougie. It's a Canadian thing. What did we just do with the Dougie? What was the Dougie thing today? We had somebody ask us a question or something. We had a Dougie related. We'll do it on Wednesday because we're done here. Josh says, Dendicor, I'm not going to contact Liz. Last time I did that, eBay went into my account and I killed. Okay, don't do that then. But we'll just put it out there and then they'll pick it up because this is one of the craziest things I've seen. Yeah. If you don't, I wonder. You could share it if you want to email it to me, hiding all your contact information. I guess that won't work at this point. Paul says, flipping a easy, John. Sorry, I've been AWOL lately. Time poor. This is my break today. We'll be listening until midnight again after promotions, but we'll be interested to get your take on this BS. Absolutely. Major says, hey, Froze, will you wait till you learn what my real last name is? Then you'll have some real jokes. Ha, I am possibly the most nicknamed human alive. Flippin says, I will look into this before the show, but worth discussing in any case. In case eBay does watch. Yes. Metavinci says, good thing we can time travel on YouTube. Yes. Can always go back and watch the replay. Hey, Froze, it's Maria's B-Day today. Aloha! Happy birthday. Basket Noodle says, yes, user problems, those sellers who have drug addictions. Wait, Basket Noodles, yes. User problems. Those sellers who have drug addictions. I'm not sure what that is. Happy birthday, Maria. Basket Noodle says, happy birthday, Maria, from Gina. Let's give her some. I am now injecting a whole bunch of these horns of celebration into the chat there for M's birthday. Happy birthday. Everybody's saying happy birthday. Callie Des, Paul Rose, spam. Darth Richter says, wait, whose roof? Not mine. Sales suck. Darth Thrifter. Enjoying the what? Darth Thrifter, go read about Josh. Yeah. Basket Noodles, I must be on my way. Wifey and I got to go someplace. Take care. Aloha, Darth Thrifter. Aloha, Basket Noodles. Have a great day. Sayonara aloha. That's awesome. That takes care of the mid to West Pacific, right? No, yeah, mid to West Pacific. Take care. Mahalo. Hey, Bruce, is this for? Yes, this is the full e-certification. Darth Victor says, you know the thing that sucks about YouTube, whenever you're having a bad day, everyone else is having good days. In this particular case, it was kind of a 50-50 thing, so thankfully. Paul Rose is saying, looking forward to your take on, to Jeff, looking forward to your take on the Q1 report, Jeff. You and Maria have a good one. Awesome. Carla Olson has a bunch of pokey heads because we do have to go. So I will put on this little fun little song. Happy birthday, Maria, for Patricia. Hope it's a good one. Hey, Fro, second Etsy sale today, Patricia. That person did buy the Hello Kitty item. All right. Okay, guys, thanks for joining us. Check out all our family of YouTube creators here. John will be on tonight. Major Win will be on tomorrow. Silver Hair Stacker will be on tomorrow. There's Pokey. I'm Primo. That's Spam Banshee. Aloha and happy birthday to M. We'll see you on Wednesday at 1. All right.